Ever wondered what happens when you put a bunch of troublemakers in a school that used to be a prison? Well, buckle up, because this Korean action flick is about to show you exactly how wild things can get when fighting becomes the curriculum. The story kicks off with Choi Ji-hoon sitting in the principal's office, and honestly, this kid looks like trouble. His older sister Ji-ye is there too, playing the role of responsible guardian, while Ji-hoon's probably planning his next fight in his head. Ji-hoon's your classic high school troublemaker, the kind of student who treats detention slips like collectible cards. His behavior has gotten so out of hand that the principal finally calls in Ji-ye for what's clearly not their first rodeo. She's doing her best to convince the principal to give her little brother another shot, promising he'll turn over a new leaf and become a model student. But the principal's had enough. When Ji-hoon decides to mouth off and disrespect right there in the office, that's the final straw. Hoon gets the boot, officially expelled from yet another school. That night, Ji-hoon's browsing the internet like he's shopping for his next gaming console, except he's hunting for a new school. He stumbles across this high school that sounds too good to be true, no rules, and apparently it's where all the troublemakers end up. For Ji-hoon, this sounds like paradise. The next day, he shows up at this school, and here's where things get interesting. The building used to be a prison. The moment Ji-hoon steps onto the grounds, a ball smacks him right in the head. Now, for someone like Ji-hoon, this is basically an invitation to throw down. He's ready to rumble, sizing up the tough guys who threw the ball and preparing for what he assumes will be a proper welcome fight. But then something completely throws him off. One of the troublemaker students actually looks down and apologizes. Ji-hoon standing there confused, fists ready, expecting a brawl and instead getting manners. This wasn't in his troublemaker handbook. He heads straight to the teacher's office to enroll, and surprise number 2 hits him. The teachers here aren't your typical educators either. This place operates on a completely different system. What Ji-hoon loves most is the admission process or lack thereof. There's no entrance exam, no essay about his future goals, no parent-teacher conferences. The only requirement is being good at fighting, which for Ji-hoon is like being told the only qualification for a job is breathing. Since he's new and has no clue where anything is, he asks a student named Kwon Chung-sik for directions. Chung looks neat, organized, maybe even studious, exactly the type Ji-hoon would normally dismiss as harmless. What Ji-hoon doesn't realize is that in this school, appearances mean absolutely nothing, and Chung-sik happens to be one of the most dangerous students walking these halls. Ji-hoon struts into his new classroom with all the confidence of someone who thinks he's about to become the new king of the school. He's ready to establish his dominance and challenge whoever runs the place. But then a student named Yong approaches him with some unexpected news. Turns out, even in a school full of fighters, you can't just throw punches whenever you feel like it. There are rules here, real ones, which explains why those troublemakers apologized instead of fighting earlier. They weren't being polite, they were following protocol. Ji-hoon brushes this off as some kind of temporary trend, figuring he'll change the culture once everyone realizes what a tough guy he is. When recess hits and the classroom empties out, Yong-sik decides it's time to give Ji-hoon the real orientation. He leads him down to the basement, and something tells me Hoon's about to discover what those rules are really about. Down in the basement, Ji-hoon sees what this school is really about: students having organized underground fight club. Yong-sik explains that this special area is the only place students can fight, and it's set up like a betting system between students and teachers. Then Yong-sik drops the real bombshell on him. Whoever beats everyone else in these fights becomes the student leader and gets to make the school rules. For someone like Ji-hoon, this is like being told he can become king by doing his favorite hobby. When Ji-hoon shows interest in joining the fights, Yong-sik fills him in on the current hierarchy. The title of toughest student belongs to Chong-dae, nicknamed the Tiger, who's the current student leader. But here's the catch: D, who's been missing since some kind of accident. To claim the throne, Ji-hoon still has to defeat the other top 3 fighters, and these guys are almost as dangerous as Dae, Ho himself. There's Ki, Tae, a wrestling and judo expert who probably treats people like human pretzels. Then there's the psychopath king, who despite being young is completely obsessed with Sun Go. And finally, there's Kwon Chung-sik, yes, that same neat-looking student Ji-hoon asked for directions earlier. When Ji-hoon hears all this, he gets so excited you'd think someone just told him Christmas came early. He goes straight to Chung-sik, still completely convinced that appearances tell the whole story. Ji-hoon challenges him to a fight right then and there, but Chung-sik refuses because it breaks the school rules. That's when Chung-sik's friends decide to teach Ji-hoon a lesson about respect. They strip him down, and here's where things get interesting, despite all his tough guy posturing. Ji-hoon is wearing Hello Kitty underwear. Now, most people would be mortified, but Ji-hoon doesn't even flinch. He owns it completely. This little fashion choice makes him the target of school jokes, earning him the nickname Hello Kitty. But instead of being embarrassed, Ji-hoon just rolls with it, staying true to himself in a way that's oddly admirable. The next day, Yong-sik sees how determined Ji-hoon is to beat the strongest students and become the school leader. He explains the system. Ji-hoon needs to win 5 fights in a row to qualify for the 6th round, where he can finally challenge those top 3 students. To show him what he's up against, Yong-sik takes Ji-hoon to watch Chung-sik fight. Ji-hoon watches Chung-sik's fighting style, and it's like watching a calm assassin at work, quiet, controlled, but absolutely deadly. Instead of being intimidated, this only makes Ji-hoon more eager to face him. Without hesitation, he signs up and joins the fighting club. In Ji-hoon's first official fight, he wins easily, impressing Yong-sik and everyone watching. After winning several more fights, Ji-hoon starts building a reputation as a serious contender, and people begin betting on him to win. But there's always someone who doesn't like the new kid's success. In this case, it's a dishonest teacher who's been losing money because Ji-hoon keeps winning his fights. So this teacher decides to rig the system and stop Ji-hoon's winning streak. Ji-hoon shows up for his next fight expecting another manageable opponent, but surprise, he's facing Ki-ti, one of the 3 strongest students in the school. This should have been a round of 16 matchup, but the dishonest teacher cheated and shuffled the bracket to set Ji-hoon up for failure. Yong-sik takes one look at this setup and tells Ji-hoon to just forfeit. Ki-ti's a wrestling and judo expert who treats opponents like ragdolls. But Ji-hoon's not backing down. He's determined to fight Ki-ti and prove he belongs here. The fight starts exactly as expected, with Ji-hoon getting dominated by Ki-ti's powerful attacks. He's getting knocked down repeatedly, looking like he might actually be in over his head for once. But then Ji-hoon does something interesting. He takes off his shirt. Suddenly, Ki-ti can't get a grip on him anymore, and Ji-hoon's moving like he's been set free. It's a brilliant strategy that actually works. Can't catch someone who's basically turned himself into a slippery fish. Ji-hoon puts everything he has into this fight and manages to bring down one of the school's strongest students, though he's pretty beaten up in the process. The crowd goes wild, with Yong-sik and everyone else cheering for Ji-hoon's victory. They're still calling him Hello Kitty, but now it's with genuine respect and affection. Soon after, the psychopath king shows up at Ji-hoon's class to issue the next challenge, and Ji-hoon accepts without hesitation. This fight reveals the psychopath king's strategy. He's like a zombie who just keeps getting back up no matter how many times you knock him down. His plan is to wear out his opponents until they're too tired to fight back. When Ji-hoon starts getting exhausted, the psychopath king launches his counterattack. But then something unexpected happens. The psychopath king loses his favorite toy and gets completely distracted. Ji-hoon seizes the moment and takes him down while he's not paying attention. Right after this victory, the entire battle area goes dead silent. A young guy walks in, and everyone knows exactly who he is. Chong Dae-ho, the tiger, the champion and student leader who's been missing. Everyone thought he was seriously injured, but he looks perfectly fine and ready for business. Chung-sik tries to remind him that interfering goes against the rules, but Dae-ho's not interested in following rules anymore. His goal is simple: break the system by taking down everyone in the school. When word spreads that Dae-ho and Chung-sik are going to fight for control of the school, Ji-hoon, Yong-sik, and every other student can barely contain their excitement. This is the fight everyone's been waiting to see. The fight goes exactly as expected. Dae-ho easily destroys Chung-sik, one of the toughest students in the school. Ji-hoon watches in shock as he realizes just how much stronger Dae-ho is than anyone he's faced. With Chung-sik defeated, all his followers immediately switch sides and join Dae-ho's group. But Dae-ho's not done. He systematically defeats the psychopath king and Kito as well, reclaiming his title as champion and ruler of the school. Now that he's back in power, Dae-ho decides to completely eliminate the fighting club and let students fight whenever they want. Pure chaos. More and more students join Dae-ho's group as time goes on, including Yong-sik, who decides it's better to be on the winning side. One day, Yong-sik overhears that Dae-ho is planning to fight and possibly seriously hurt Ji-hoon. Despite joining Dae-ho's group, Yong-sik still cares about Ji-hoon as a friend, so he warns him about the plan and suggests he leave school before things get ugly. Unfortunately, Dae-ho overhears their conversation. Knowing that Yong-sik has betrayed him, Ho orders his followers to beat up Yong-sik as punishment. When Ji-hoon hears what happened, he rushes to help his friend. Seeing Yong-sik seriously hurt because of him fills Ji-hoon with guilt and sadness. Dae-ho then issues his challenge to Ji-hoon directly. When Ji-hoon goes home that night, he finds his sister Ji, deep in thought, clearly troubled. These two are alone in the world, no parents, no other family, just each other. Ji has always tried to understand and support Ji-hoon because he's the only family she has and she wants him to have a good life. After a heartfelt conversation with his sister, Ji-hoon finds the strength and determination he needs. He's going to defeat Dae-ho and get revenge for what happened to Yong-sik. Ji-hoon returns to school and accepts Dae-ho's challenge. But first, he has to get through Ho's army of followers. Just when Ji-hoon starts feeling overwhelmed and exhausted from fighting multiple opponents, backup arrives. Chung-sik shows up, followed by the psychopath king and Kito. They've come to help him. While his allies handle Ho's followers, Ji-hoon and Dae-ho have their own intense showdown. Ho asks if Ji-hoon's willing to fight to the death, and Ji-hoon agrees. What follows is a brutal, violent battle with Dae-ho launching devastating attacks while Ji-hoon does everything he can to survive and fight back. Against all odds, Ji-hoon manages to defeat Dae-ho, though he's badly injured in the process. With this victory, Ji-hoon becomes the new champion and ruler of the school, which means he gets to make the rules. His first decision: bring back the fighting club and restore some order to the chaos. The movie ends with Ji-hoon getting ready to fight Chung-sik, but we never find out who wins that final battle. Never judge a fighter by their Hello Kitty underwear. Strength comes in the most surprising packages. And there you have it, a story about finding your place in the world, even if that place happens to be a prison turned school where respect is earned with your fists. If you enjoyed this recap and want to see more breakdowns of action-packed movies that'll keep you on the edge of your seat, make sure to hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments what movie you'd like me to tackle next.